Will Benjamin Netanyahu choose to expand the war? The fate of West Asia depends on the answer to this question. And the concerns, by the way, have been growing, not just in the region, but specifically within the White House. The concern that Netanyahu could take things a step further and with that start a full-blown war against the Hezbollah. And why would he do that, you ask? Well, to put it simply, for political gain, to save himself. But will he actually walk down that road? Well, according to the Israeli Defense Minister, Yoav Gallant, they prefer the path of an agreed-upon diplomatic settlement, but they are getting close to the point where the hourglass will turn over. Now, that in itself is a telling statement, but will that hourglass actually turn over is the question. Well, US officials are concerned that it might. In fact, according to a report in the Washington Post, US officials are concerned that an expanded fight in Lebanon could be seen by Netanyahu as key to his political survival. It says that US officials believe that if the Gaza war ends tomorrow, Netanyahu's political career will end with it, and this incentivizes him to broaden the conflict. In fact, the Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, is once again going to try and maintain the US pressure on Israel. Now, if you have been following the developments, you would know by now that the anti-Netanyahu sentiment on the ground has been growing. But to what extent? Have a look at these visuals for yourself. These demonstrators blocked the entrance to the parliament, demanding the resignation of the government. The protesters included relatives of the Israelis held hostage in the Gaza Strip. The demonstrators chanted, "Elections now," and obstructed vehicular traffic before being carried off by the police. The protesters were dispersed by the police, but the anti-Netanyahu sentiment persists. Let me just show you some numbers here for context. According to a poll published by the Israeli newspaper Maariv and conducted by the Lazar Institute, 48% of the Israelis prefer Benny Gantz as the Prime Minister. 48%. Only 34% believing that Netanyahu is suitable for his position. And what if the elections are held today? As per the poll, Gantz's party would secure 36 seats of the 120-member parliament. And what about Netanyahu's party? 19 seats. You see the messaging. It highlights a consistent drop in the Likud party's popularity. We have been telling you about this. There is growing anger on the ground over the failure to prevent the October 7 Hamas attack, also the failure to secure the release of all the hostages. But what does this mean for Benjamin Netanyahu? Is he going to choose to expand the war? Will he ensure that the conflict is widened to save himself? WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.